All right. Welcome to Mr. Miller's Woodshop Podcast. I'm your host, Bobby Miller, and you're looking at me for the first time, probably for a good chunk of you who are just podcast listeners. But in my office here in the woodshop, I've got this wonderful mural that was only painted a few weeks ago, which is pretty cool. And I'm told by the artist that there's still going to be some um, finishing details, which is pretty cool, and leaves added to the trees and everything. But I'm very grateful. One of my New Year's resolutions was to bring this podcast to video, and so it's January 3rd where I'm at right now. This will get released later in January, and um, yeah, starting off pretty good. But just kind of take this to the next level, and I'm not saying that every single podcast is going to be recorded on video, but going to try and up it a little bit, add guests, bring in some partnerships, maybe uh, look for somebody to actually pick this up. But it's going to be kind of neat. I'm watching what some of the other podcasters are doing and try to learn from them. And it's just some of the best advice I was ever given by my high school weightlifting coach was what the great ones do and do that. So that's what I'm kind of doing here. But I want to just kind of kick off. What I'm excited about. I'm not even sure this is going to work, so this is going to be a very short episode. If you're listening in the car right now, and wondering what I'm talking about. I'm on video, and I've got a mural behind me, and it's a cardinal carved out of a stump in the woods. In my office, I cleaned up this high school, and it's really kind of a cool thing. When I started here 4 years ago, I didn't hardly even get into this office. There's so many tools and tool boxes, and just edged up against the wall. And when I proposed this to my principal, he's like, "Yes, absolutely, do this," because now the toolboxes are out in the shop. The kids have access to them, which is a challenge when it comes to putting it up, but I mean, it works. So I'm kind of excited that it does work like that. Then what I want to talk about here is just how our new media now it's includes social media, which is a big chunk of how people are absorbing news, is going to help close the skills gap. I strongly believe that that's the case. Think of podcasts like this, just kind of bringing education and industry together are such a big thing, and big opportunity arises too because you go where the kids are at. If you want to find employees, and so it's been forever career fairs and open houses and things like that. But now, I mean, kids are on social media. They are all over the place for good or for bad too. And I'm going to kind of be talking out of two sides of my mouth here, whereas I think it's going to help close the skills gap, and I also think it's really bad for kids. And so I tell the joke all the time at conferences and whatnot because I'm the guy that does QR codes in his plans, and if I had kids having their phones on them, and when they don't, I mean, I tell the kids like, good for you, good for your parents, not giving you a cell phone. Hopefully, I'm right here, and we can go and do this right now. I did that 20 minutes ago when I had class. I have several kids like that. So, it's a double-edged sword, right? And I really hope by the time my kids are at that point, like it's not a big time issue where they're destroying lives and social media is a big negative thing. Kind of conferences, and it does QR codes and plans, but also I'm not giving my own kids phones. But what I'll kind of say is actually pretty much deal on QR codes for demonstration purposes. I'll say my daughter turned 4 years old last October. Gave her a smartphone. And then I said, just kidding. Yeah, I'm not insane. And I really doubt my kids get smartphones by the time they're 15. My oldest is 4. I mean, so it's 10 years into the future. And 10 years ago, here, I mean, MySpace was almost still a thing. So, I mean, just seeing where we're going is not a good thing, what I see on social media. And so what I kind of hope by saying all this and doing all this, bringing it to a point where they're out there, the good influences are out there, and it's not so negative. And you kind of learn how to adapt the algorithms and some education on how, like, for instance, I mean, I'm on Instagram, and at night, I'll go to reels and entertain myself, and all of a sudden, I'm getting off of the woodworking reels, and I get like some drone in New Jersey is like kind of piqued my interest, and so I watch that, and then there's another one, and I listen to that, and I read that. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but all of a sudden, Instagram has got that algorithm and showing me a video on is the world really round? Yes, and it's ridiculous. Okay, so getting some education into these kids is kind of a good thing, and the best thing I kind of related to is gun safety training as teenagers. And I'm not the guy to say what age a kid should have a smartphone. I think it's late into the teens like right now, but I'll make that decision as a parent when my kids get there. But I really hate to see it as early as some of these kids in single digits getting smartphones and full access to them. I know there's parameters and whatnot, but it is really a scary thing. But I think it can help us close the skills gap in that we can have podcasts like this one where you've got lots of education coming out of it, outreach. So, and on the podcast one too, I mean, we got lots of video and education for videos. Like you see a graphic of what you make as a plumber or elevator tech compared to a psychology kind of thing. So it's kind of useful to see that in video on social media where a kid is watching it in school, not listening to the teachers. Like, oh my god, maybe this isn't the only thing because everyone in public schools has got a 4-year degree, and so that's everybody's story and student bias. But they knowingly or unknowingly put the forth, and that's kind of what we turned out the last 30 years. A bunch of people who think, oh, 4-year degree, that'll get me good in the future. Well, I've got a 4-year degree in history, and I never used it. And it's handy, I like it. I'm the first in my family to have a 4-year degree, but I'm also the first one in my family to have a whole bunch of student loans. So what is the trade-off here? And how do we just think with the solution in mind, come up with the solution at the end in mind, and then kind of backwards design from there, engineering-wise. We got education, we got outreach too. That kind of pairs with the social media one. So you got my channels, which I'm not looking for a big time following. I'm not looking to try to monetize on this. It happens great, but if I get the right followers, it helps kids more so than just a whole bunch of bots and people just follow me because I'm entertaining. I really want to be someone who's trying to connect industry and education. So, for instance, microvalve networking on LinkedIn has just been groundbreaking for my program. Microvalve on my videos on LinkedIn, and I say, hey, we want to donate some software to you, and it's fitting to kind of make that happen. I think it's like mine, but we made it happen, and it's a testament to what social media can do, and so that program that is thriving like mine now has an industry standard software to go along with the skills that I'm teaching them. Now I'm kind of at the point now where I'm learning microvalve, and it's my second language. I'm a woodworker, I'm a hands-on guy, and to learn CAD has been a challenge in my career, but I'm capable of it, and I'm able to do it alongside the students, so they kind of see that growth happen in me, and that kind of shows that you're human, right? Um, you got networking, you got outreach, and just kind of the ones on Instagram or Twitter where they do have a huge following and they're looking at a huge following. That's a great thing to do, like Chat CTV. I recommend everyone go follow Chat CTV. It's a marketing company that's doing interviews of people in the trades, and a lot of times they are not that old, maybe they're around 30. It kind of seems like they're getting their bullseye. So people that are just a little bit older than the kids that they're targeting are seeing this. Like, wow, okay, that's what this job looks like. And it's like on the street interviews, short, and they're probably on YouTube as well. And YouTube is what I'm trying to learn. I use it for instructional purposes, but I posted a video of me using a P-square, and it was under a minute, so classified as a short. I did a little editing, but not a lot. It was just me trying to teach kids and use a speed square because I have so many times how do I use it? And rather than me going through, okay, oh, you don't have a pencil, okay, you got to get a pencil. All right, okay, and what's the angle? And so it takes a lot longer for me to do it in front of a kid other than just, oh, here, you want to know how to use it? Okay, stay in the call. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm recording on Google Meet. I don't know if this will be the right go, but I am still here. So please turn off my deal here. But anyway, this video that I posted on YouTube got 14,000 views like within a day. And probably because it was recommended in choice. I don't know if YouTube algorithm, I don't know anyway, but to be honest with you, I don't know why some videos do better than others. It's fascinating to see because Now 14,000 people saw it. Now I've got about a dozen comments roasting me on how to use a speed square. And none of them said that I'm using it wrong, but it's like, my appearance and, oh, he did it in the wrong order, as how a professional would do it. Like, this is how kids are learning it right off the bat. Some people are like, oh, I would just use my track soft and test square. I have a public high school, which not too. I have a speed square in Microsoft from only 2002. So I mean, that's what I'm working with here, but um, I'm fascinated by it. It is, you see where all of the big time people that I know are already and trying to influence people to go into the trades. And so I really think that is how, not, I mean, it's not the answer, but it's a big answer of how we're going to bring the trades back. You can make the arguments politically, oh, we got to bring that class back to schools. Yes, please, that would personally benefit me very well. Maybe give us opportunities to come and try to get people to come into the classroom like I did. But it's a tool, piece, because like I really see so many dark things on social media. And my wife is on social media because she has seen so much dark clouds on it, and I've never struggled with it. But that's too kind of just that generational thing. I mean, my wife is 4 years younger than me, and so we're coming up of age where I had a MySpace, and when she graduated high school, she was all the friends were downloading Instagram and getting away from Facebook. And so that's just kind of that funny little generational thing, like how fast this goes. And so just getting us shop teachers on here and us who are in the trades or in industry, I mean, we got to get our voices out. And I think the new media, with new social media and podcasts are on there. So yeah, my New Year's message to you all. I don't know if any of this recorded, so I don't know if you'll ever be hearing this, but I mean, I hope it did. I hope you have a wonderful year. Good luck to everybody, and enjoy the mural. Bye. Hold on a second here. Just leave the call.